Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. It's the franchise, boy. I'm shining now. You can't see me. In case you forgot, he fell off. It's still hot, knock the shell off. I'm money stack fat, cause I can't turn the swell off. Franchise doing big business. I live this. It's automatic. I win this. So you get pawns, you finish. A soldier. And I say under you fight. Cause I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like a part of the jail. I slaughter and stale competition. I got the whole block pushing. They can run with my division, but they going fishing with no bait. Kiss your boy whole weight. I got my soul straight. I bust your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop your whole plan. Lay your ass down for the 3-second 10. Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. Our time is now. It's the franchise. Yeah, I'm shining now. You can't see me. My time is now. All right, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Shootin. Yay! I am Tonya Rodgers, here with the Cagesiders SmackDown reviewer, andrewmswift. Yay!
Oh man! Oh boy! Oh boy! Why did we establish this precedent for ourselves? When I feel like this is going to start getting embarrassing.
You liked Maria and Mike.
This is all my fault, admittedly. This is 100% my fault.
So I said, well, why not? I try.
I thought you crushed it. I thought you were there.
Yeah, I actually want to keep trying to do it. So, if you want it to be our thing, but if you get too embarrassed, that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about the man of the hour, John Cena. He made his return to TV last night on July the 4th, and he's in a feud with Rusev again about America again, and apparently they're going to have a flag match. What? It's crazy. It's like I don't
even know what a flag match is. Somebody explained it to me as kind of like a game of capture the flag, and I got really excited. I was like, they're gonna play capture the flag? That sounds dope as shit.
They're going to put flags on a ring post, and whoever gets the flag first wins. That's a traditional flag match, but Rusev had a flag match with Jack Swagger a few years ago, but it was pinfalls and submissions, so I don't know how the fuck that.
This is all dumb.
And the winner got their flag displayed at the end of the match. Like
what?
Yeah, it was a big letdown for me because I just want to see a stupid gimmick. If you promise the gimmick, give me the gimmick. Don't pussyfoot around.
Why? I feel like just putting gimmick matches and then not following through on the gimmick is kind of the thing these days. Salt.
It's crazy. It is. It's very salty, and I feel that salt because if you promise me a ladder match, I want to see spots. I don't give a fuck. Don't do a ladder match. Cancel the Money in the Bank period because now it's Baron Corbin, who I don't care. So just get rid of it. I've always hated the gimmick. I've hated how it goes. You don't have to even earn the Money in the Bank briefcase. You can luck up on it or cheat your way to get it, and then you can attack. The champion can be down, beat the shit out of, and then you can challenge them like, well, it's a heel thing. Yeah, okay, but that's just too much tomfuckery for me in one whole scenario. Edge was able to pull it off because he was good. Who else has been able to? CM Punk, but he was good. You just can't give Money in the Bank to any old heel and expect he's just gonna be the greatest heel ever.
Right.
That's not how it works. So And they have the best candidate to win was on the other show in The Miz, but you know, he's not allowed those gimmicks. he has to have some kind of comedy infused with his because he's so good at it. It's crazy.
Yep. Baron. Yeah, I think they should do it in a way that it's kind of like the Royal Rumble of the summer. Like, you can still have it be a ladder match or whatever, and still have it like you could do like a whole 2-month thing on TV where it's like qualifying matches every week. You know, like tag teams are, you know, in qualifying matches, and some dudes are helping and other dudes aren't helping. You like set up stories that way. Like, you could do so much building off of, you know, that sort of thing if you just said it's for a championship match at SummerSlam, but it's just like a different thing. And of course people would be like, oh, it's copying the Royal Rumble or whatever. But it's like, yeah, sure. But if it leads to a structure that can create a lot of good potential content, then that's a good thing rather than this like fly by the seat shit that they always do, you know? So anything that gives WWE more structure on the main roster is almost always a good thing, because usually it's just like, oh, we'll just do whatever, and usually doing whatever fucking sucks. So I don't know. WWE has been kind of good lately too, and I'm still like down on it. I don't really understand why, but yeah, Baron Corbin is. He's going to feud with Nakamura. He's going to lose that feud. I think those matches could be kind of fun if Corbin raises his game a little bit. But I think it would be pretty hard hitting. I think that would be fun. But I don't know. It's gonna be something. SmackDown is a very weird show right now. I don't really like. There's some great stuff on it, and there's some like really bad stuff on it. There's like nothing in between, which is really strange. Like, there's literally no feud that's just a thing that's kind of going along and not, but I gave the show a 70 last night, but that's because there was a rap battle that happened, and that was something else. Let me tell you. Bars were dropped. I will say for the record that the review was headlined Bars like 3 days ago. It was not changing it regardless of what happened on that show. And thankfully they lived up to the billing. So yeah. It's SmackDown has got a what?
Listen, let's talk about that rap battle though.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
Had it not been for Xavier Woods.
Oh yeah, squash match.
On first.
Yeah. They should just had him do all 3 verses, like seriously.
And really, honestly, truly, there was no coming back from that rated R line.
There wasn't.
It wasn't. There's nothing you can say that's that bad for the Usos. Oh, they carry Roman's bags. Okay, yeah. Ooh. So they getting checks carrying them bags too. So it's like, oh, his wife put him on Total Divas. Ooh, yeah, he got a fine ass wife that's the women's champion. Oh, that's so terrible, isn't it? Lame. Kofi, please. Ooh, Kofi got to step his bars all the way up.
Kofi was, at least he ate it today on Instagram. Terrible. At least he ate it.
Oh Lord, he was terrible. Kofi almost killed you for him dead. Big E stood a chance.
Yeah, Big E was all right. Big E was all right, but like they weren't ready for what the Usos were about to drop. So it's like, in hindsight, Big E looks terrible, but he was okay. He did a pretty decent job. But yeah, Kofi was really bad, and especially right after the bomb was dropped. Like, oh boy, they needed an immediate answer, and they just didn't. They did not have it at all.
No, and I'm sorry, carrying bags for Roman, that's a good line. If the rated R line did not exist, how you gonna win a rap battle on a technicality?
Yeah.
That's so weak. That is not what the culture's about at all.
Well, the face had to go over. I think I'm gonna say that was I'm gonna float a theory here that I totally don't believe, but I think Wale did that on the fly. I don't think it was supposed to be a DQ, but it was so clear that the Usos won that he had to make up an excuse and threw it for that. I'm giving Wale all the credit for that.
You know what? He's savvy enough to recognize.
He knew what had happened.
Might have gone left at this moment, like. Because when he had that line, he was like, "Shit, I want to be on the Usos side."
He did the whole Don DeMarco, like he did that.
I swear,
which I looked up, which I had no idea what it was, and I was like, then I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay, it's a thing.
Yeah. See, what's gonna happen is somebody gonna call the Usos and be like, "Hey, you want to get in the studio and see what you're working with for real?" Like. I don't know who wrote that stuff, but whoever wrote it, that was great.
I think they wrote it themselves. I don't think anybody on the creative staff could have come up with their stuff. I really don't. I think those 5 guys sat down in a room, and there may have been some like surprises, like the rated R line was an addition, like, but I think they worked it all. Maybe they just the Usos worked it out amongst themselves, and then the New Day did their own bit too. But I don't think creative had any hand in that whatsoever.
And that's why it was so great. Like, I don't know
right?
why people were saying Wale did bad. He did wonderful.
He was great.
Like, he was great. They need to ask Wale back again. And some people were like, what was the point of that? What's the point of any promo, you idiot? Oh, because it's rap. There's no point to it. It's just people, okay, they're still talking, but it's in a rhythmic pattern. So John Cena says promo is rap type stuff all the time. That's the point of it. It's trash talk. Like, what don't you understand? See, I can't even articulate it, because like the fuckamoo of the week is whoever thought it was cool to have 3 foreign heels on the same fucking show. It's like, it's 2017. You trying to be a global company, but everybody who's not American hates America. Yeah, okay, that's great. And we're supposed to boo them. Yeah, wonderful. Like, fuck off with that. Come up with something more creative. Seriously, Gender could get booed just being a rich, arrogant asshole who happens to be Indian. You don't have to. And it's especially stupid for Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Who's Canadian. And like, that shit worked with Brett for a reason. There was a logical, sensical storyline reason. American fans were already turning against him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No. I don't think it's really working the way they want it to work. And it just makes them seem outdated. On the same show, rap battle, and like, people, you can talk shit about rap all you want to. Worldwide, that culture is far more accepted than xenophobia. I'm serious. Like, incorporate some of that a little bit more. And another issue I wanted to touch on real quick was people saying the Usos about the gangster stuff. Like, they only just recently started doing the Uso penitentiary because they were facing the fashion police. But other than that, I don't see anything about them that says gangster, except for the clothes they put on. And you have to understand that in my culture, wearing those type of clothes and just automatic gangster pops up into your head, that gets us shot. So please stop calling the Usos gangsters and whatnot, because they have assimilated with black culture. That's all that happened. That's it. They're not any more thuggish or gangsterish than any other heel on the roster because of the clothes they wear. And I know some people are coming at it from like a liberal standpoint. Why are you Why are they acting like gangsters? Because they're bad guys now. No, stop that. They're not acting any more thuggish than Randy Orton did when he burned down a fucking building with a dead body in it. Nobody said Randy Orton was a thug. I'm just saying. Brown skinned men dressed in what is essentially hip hop culture being labeled as a thug or a gangster is dangerous rhetoric. So please cut that out.
To be fair about Randy Orton, we don't know if the building he burnt down actually had a body in it. So
he still committed arson. That's bad enough.
Oh, come on! You didn't get there was no.
He killed us. He killed a human being. I think he very much could have.
That was a long con joke. That was an Eric Rowan long con joke. Oh,
I know it was.
It just wasn't good. I was so funny in my head. It was brilliant. It was not very good, though.
You want to get into the balls, because...
Yeah, I guess we got to take on some balls. We got to
get balls deep.
We got to get balls deep about some balls.
Okay. The first match
I tell you. Yeah, let's go.
We're going to cover is Akira Tozawa versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. Who do you have?
I think that they're not going to. They're going to wait for a big show to take the title off Neville. So I think there might be some fuck finish or something, or some weird shit going. Titus might fuck up in some way. I don't know. So I think Neville will win by shenanigans, and they'll do another match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that seems to be the case with Neville. Like, it looked like maybe they wanted to give it to Austin Aries, then they changed their mind. They wrestled forever, and now it's Tozawa. I just hope if it is a fuck finish and they go to SummerSlam, they put it on Tozawa. Please, just do something else. And Tozawa seems to be getting over. He has something stupid that the crowd can chant.
Yep, you need that. You need that.
Oh, God. You really do need that, especially if you're a face. So, I'm pulling for him. So, yeah, we say Neville. Well, Tozawa will win, but like DQ or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was just looking at the whole card.
Oh, sorry. I was like, is my internet fucking up? Like, I was about to start taking my shit.
Let's go to the Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship.
Shade City.
All right. So, of course, I don't think Sasha's going to win.
Well, she might win. She's not winning the title.
No, she's not going to win the title. I think Nia Jax is going to get involved. Maybe Bayley. And then SummerSlam, they turn it into a fatal four-way. And everybody's so like,
mad.
Everybody's like, ha, ha, ha. You thought it was just going to be Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Duh, we have to add 2 workers because it's
right? Seriously. I'm so fucking over these multi-women matches at the 2 big shows. It's a fucking joke. Right? It's such a joke.
That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, Sasha's not. The only thing I can definitively say is that Sasha's not winning the championship. I can say that. Like, Alexa might win clean in 4 minutes. That could happen. It would not surprise me in the least bit. Nia could interfere. Alexa could walk out of the match. You know, like, there could be a whole lot of different fuckery going on, but there will be some sort of fuckery. And yes, a clean Alexa win is fuckery. But yeah, Sasha's not winning the title. And where's Great Balls of Fire?
It is in Dallas, Texas.
They're running a lot of shows in Dallas these days.
They are. So yeah, I agree with you. Let's move on to the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, versus Dean Ambrose. And still. So let's move on. Like, The Miz wins and we move on to something else. Come on now. Like,
right? Yeah. How are they still running How are they still running a feud that was like a SmackDown feud forever ago? That's odd.
It is. But whoever wins, just move on. No more matches. Enough of this.
They need to do more of this shit like where they did with I mean, granted they did it really in a stupid fashion at Roadblock into the line, but just be like no rematch clause. Like they just need to but there needs to be like reasons for it rather than them just saying it. But again, that's another thing that they could use to like actually put bigger stakes on matches, you know? And they just don't. It's just all so very basic.
It is. It is. I'm sick of it. It's cool. Let's move on. Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys in a 30-minute WWE Iron Man match. This could be either really bad because the Hardys are kind of broken down, or it could be like fucking awesome as shit. So I'm teetering the line on that. Either way, once again, just like the last one, this has been going on since WrestleMania. Time to wrap it up. Time to put a bow on this shit already. Like, seriously. Please. But I don't know who it could be. They're breaking up all the fucking tag teams.
Right? Who's the other face? Is there another face tag team in the division? Like,
Heath Slater and Ryan.
Okay. Yeah, them. Is there anybody else?
I don't think so. They broke up 2 of them.
They broke up Enzo and Cass.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did they break up?
Goldust and R-Truth.
Oh, they broke up Goldust. I forgot about that.
They're not like a major team. They're still a face team. They could be a placeover feud at the very.
Right. They yeah. And they're gonna break up the Hardys eventually when Matt, maybe at the end of this match, like maybe when Matt gets broken in some way. So that's odd. Maybe they'll like throw Seth and somebody together in a tag team or something.
Oh, who knows? Let's move on to Enzo. Well, I don't think the Hardys are going to win that.
No. Yes. Sheamus and Cesaro will retain.
Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Now, I love Enzo's promo. He needs to edit himself a bit because he starts to say the same thing over and over in different ways. But, like, if he gets rid of that, like, man, like I said, I think he has bigger potential than Big Cass. Much more so. He's just not a very good wrestler. But he can bump like crazy, so he's halfway there. Just get like two or three good moves he can do. That's how Hogan made it, goddammit. Everybody doesn't have to be a ring general. And I'm not saying like to the top of the mountain or something, but I think he could be a star for that company.
Mm-hmm.
He could sell a lot of merchandise. And like he said in that promo, like he kind of did make Big Cass. Yeah. Big Cass was just another big dude until he started teaming with Enzo, who's the way more interesting one. Let's just be honest about it.
That was a really good promo, by the way.
It was.
I really liked it. I really liked it. That line, that like you're just a catchphrase that I wrote, like that's
right.
That's great stuff.
It is, and God damn it, I want to see Enzo pull out a sneak victory and then let Big Cass beat him up afterwards. But shit, just Enzo some kind of hope. I know they're saying, well, he's gonna get buried. He has heat. Fuck all that. That's petty shit that I don't have anything to do with. I like this guy, and I think he could do some great TV if they allowed him to. Mm-hmm. He's way deeper than the shit that we have seen, and that's why I always did. The shit they were doing, I didn't like it, but I wasn't gonna fault Enzo on it because I know he's just doing his job of what they want him to do.
Yeah.
But when you give him something like this, and you give him a chance, and he stand up there, and you know he wrote that, all that stuff himself, and you give him that chance, and that's what he pulls off. Like, I just don't want somebody who's talented just because he doesn't have the size or the look to just get shit on. So who do you have? You think Enzo might?
Is he? It's hard for me to see a world in which Cass does not win this match. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for me to see any way in which it doesn't happen in like 2 minutes too. I mean, because I'm just thinking about how I don't want to watch the two of them go back and forth for any length of time, because I don't think that'd be very good.
I don't know either, but hey.
Like maybe they do a thing like in the ring where they could just have like a talk off in the match, like in the beginning or whatever. No. It made more sense in my head. But like they'll be going at it and like, you know, throwing strikes, and Cass will be beating him down, but he can slow it down by like saying all like a bunch of, you know, awful. He can just like mock him and talk shit, which can slow down the match and drag it out a little bit, so it doesn't seem so
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We shall see what happens on that. Let's move to a match. I've been avoiding this match. I've been skipping all around this card because I don't have much to say about it. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt.
Oh my God! I swear to God, if I was, see, I do this for the SmackDown review. I forget the world title program every time. Like every week on SmackDown, like I'll get to the end of my review and then I'll be like, I didn't say shit about Orton and Jinder. Like I need to write like, I don't know, 150 words in this last paragraph or whatever. But if I was writing the Raw review, I straight up would not have written a word about Seth and Bray for like the last month. I would have just, and wouldn't have been intentional. I just would have forgot. It just would have been not there. That's how forgettable everything about this feud has been. And honestly, I don't care who wins. But if you're booking, I mean, they've been booking Seth so strong. Just now is the person to give a win over Seth is not Bray Wyatt. So Seth should win.
So you know that means Bray's going to win, right?
I know. I ain't fucking know. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really fucking stupid.
Because this cannot be a one and done situation. The world is not that kind.
Are they gonna feud like through SummerSlam too? Is that? Oh my God.
I think so. I do.
Well, also, you know, that's a piss break match. I'm gonna go charge my phone during that match too. That's exciting.
I'm looking at this card and there's quite a few matchups. I'm like, just end already. And this next one, I'm so serious. Just fucking end it. I don't really care who wins. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in an ambulance match. Please be fucking finished with Braun. Let Braun win and go on and do whatever the fuck, beat other people up. I'm sick. I'm so fucking sick of this. Like, I get it. He got injured. But I'm not sure they would have moved on even with the injury. I'm not absolutely certain. I'm not certain they're gonna move on after this. Like Roman Reigns has not won at pay-per-view since he beat the Undertaker. Let that sink into your skull. Is he gonna go 0-3 after essentially retiring the Undertaker? That's fun. It's really fun. This man, like,
whatever. Undertaker sucks anyway.
Yes, I get that, but you still, if you retire a legend, you should not start a pay-per-view losing streak. Like, what the fuck? So,
hey, WWE always handles streaks well,
don't they?
There's so much salt coming from me tonight. Why am I so salty?
Well, I mean, I can understand why. You just, like, even with the good stuff, you're expecting the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
So, this Great Balls of Fire should be great holy balls of end these feuds already. God damn. It's like 3 or 4 feuds on here that have been going like since WrestleMania at least. Come on. Come on, guy. Let me see. It's 1, 2, 3. And it's, yeah, they've been going on for a long time. I'm ready for it to be over with. So I think it's gonna be a crazy ass match. Roman's gonna do some shit where I think he broke his neck, but he's totally fine. He's gonna wrestle the next night. But like, I'm just ready for both of them to face other people, quite frankly. So let's get to the main.
And has there ever been a good ambulance match?
I haven't seen many of them, but they're violent. I thought some of them were righteously violent.
Hopefully that's what they bring.
Yeah, it's like that's all one can hope for. The Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Oh, this has been a nice little treat for Raw. But, now reality comes and smacks us in the head and realizes, oh fuck, it's Samoa Joe in a wrestling match. Oh, I'm sorry. I love him, but this needs to be a quick affair. And just let it. Somebody's gonna bleed, I believe. I believe it's gonna be either like a match stoppage or it's gonna be something so brutal. Because you can tell, because like Joe has taken it to another level and Brock loves it. He's sitting there with a big shit-eating grin on his face because he's like, finally, somebody ain't scared of me.
Right.
It's almost comical to him. It's like, why? How come all of these fuckers can't be like this guy?
I loved when he said to Heyman, he's like, "Is this happening? He's like, is this a shoot? Like, what the fuck?"
Right. Somebody actually got the balls to come. No, this is a joke. Who's ribbing me? So, and word is that Brock really likes working with Joe. He wants to extend the feud. We know Vince does whatever the fuck Brock wants. So.
Yep, that's true.
So basically, it's going to be a lot of good wrestling and some fucky finishes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. There could be some really good. There could be a lot of violence on this card.
Oh,
and it could all be like punctuated at every single point by like a wet fart, just like a fizzle out.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of worried. What preview are you writing? The ambulance match preview?
I'm pretty sure I am because I always write Roman's preview. Yeah. Of course, everybody knows I'm completely biased, and I have still yet to see Roman make this motherfucker bleed his own blood and feed it to him. So, if I get to see that, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, they both need to bleed. They need to go all out for it.
Well, Roman's fucking crazy. I got some confirmation on he's crazy recently, and I was like, I knew it. So, yeah.
Was that the football story?
Yeah. Like, why the fuck? What's wrong with you? But Mick Foley used to be my biggest, favorite, most dedicated, loyal type wrestler. So it fits.
You love the destruction.
Yeah. So. I mean, is there anything else WWE we could talk about? Because we got some other outside of wrestling WWE stuff to talk about, actually.
Not really. No. NXT was good again, like usual. It's just.
Oh yeah, it was
a good show. I really like the main event between Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong. I won't spoil it in case anybody hasn't watched it, but it was good. It was quality. Another good week. Apparently, Johnny Gargano tweeted because he had a video that he was coming back next week, and he tweeted like right after it happened, and that was literally the first tweet he has sent since take over Chicago.
That boy good.
That is some fucking dedication to Cage. How good is that shit? Like, wow, that's amazing. Since May 20th.
The club is going to interfere in the ambulance match and help Braun. No.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I haven't heard about that.
And I don't want to hear about that. Why you put that in my head? Look, Roman didn't work with them average savages enough. It's time for somebody else to put them over. Shit. And I'm talking about Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Let's move to outside of WWE news. First thing I want to talk about is the football player D'Angelo Williams.
Yes.
Wrestled with Moose against, I forgot who it was, but it was in TNA. I know one of the guys is the Mr. Kennedy ripoff. I forgot his name.
Wasn't one of them Chris Masters?
Was it?
Isn't Chris Adonis Chris Masters? Isn't that who that is?
Yeah.
I recognize him because remember I watched in 2006 for like a couple of months. I was like, that guy looks fucking familiar.
Yeah, and the other one is the guy who says dummy a lot, I think that was him in the footage I saw. But like, he took to wrestling like a fish to fucking water. Like,
yeah, he was terrific.
Don't go get him. If Triple H has not already called him, I don't know what his job is. Like, seriously, he was great. He was absolutely amazing. And it wasn't just like his spot. His wrestling was like, he's obviously a fan. He's obviously wanted to do this. And he's had some prior training. I know he trained for 3 days, but he had prior training for that. And he was not afraid to bump at all. There was no hesitation. Like, somebody like Eva Marie or Lana, and they get in the ring, and you tell they're scared of shit to take a bump. Not this guy. He's all for it. He is all over the place. That was so amazing to see. Like, if I'm not hearing about him in like the next 2 years, somebody has slacked on their job. Seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, just tell him, look, you can make more money in wrestling if you just know how to do it.
Could even give him like a part-timer contract. Like, seriously. He as like a special attraction, that'd be who, but he blew me away. He was doing like deep arm drags and shit, and he was like selling. Like, that was the thing that really got me, is that he was like selling properly. I was just like, what now? Like, if you didn't know that was the dude's first ever match and he'd been not training for very long,
you would think he was a professional wrestler.
Yeah, yeah.
Living the life for a while now. And shout out to Marcel. It is Eli Drake. As soon as I saw the name, I was like, oh yeah, Eli Drake.
I don't know who the hell that is.
And you don't need to know him.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He announced his retirement from wrestling today.
He did?
That's sad. Enough dollars to change that. Like,
oh, D'Angelo Williams retired. I thought you meant Eli Drake retired. I was like, oh, I don't care.
Oh, no.
In Hagerstown, Maryland. He's not far from me.
You know how many times Cher and kids retired, so sure, they could be a tactic.
They all say they're retired.
Yeah, they all say they're done.
He's already a wrestler. He's already a wrestler, claiming he's retired.
Look
How about that shit?
Okay, the next topic I wanted to talk about was New Japan and their expansion into these here United States. And they had a couple of shows this weekend that were really well received, except for like the commentary. Lord, my Twitter. See, I follow JR on Twitter, so he was not pleased with people criticizing him, and he vanity searched y'all motherfuckers. And how dare you? Like, he said something about trolls who don't at him. And then my whole thing is like, how can they troll you if they're not adding you?
That's true.
Like he's too old to realize what an internet troll is. Trolls, you don't have to vanity search for trolls, boo boo. They all on in your mentions.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
But he's old, so he ain't. It's cool in wrestling. I get it. That's what they do. Any criticism is their trolls or their opinion isn't worth it. And let's just listen to anybody who kisses my ass. But like people who watch New Japan, they perhaps they don't want you comparing everything to WWE, or they don't want you to ask questions like do the Gorilla Monsoon thing where you're burying shit people do in the ring. You're there to put them over. And not knowing who's on your card and who they are and what they look like, that is a big fucking like. No, you don't get an excuse. That's called professionalism. Actually, that's what that's called.
Mm-hmm.
If I get hired to be a commentator to do anything, you better believe I'm gonna know everybody who is appearing on screen and their name. And I might even do some fucking background research to know the name of their finishers, to know their tendencies in their matches, get their gimmick. I'm not just gonna plop my ass at the commentator say the code. Like I got this. I don't need to know nobody's name. Like what the fuck? That's not how that works. It's not how any of this works. And I'm dead serious. Don't you better not come to that women's classic with that shit. Because I'm gonna be a troll.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You better know each and every one of them women's names, their finishers, their gimmicks, shit, they alternate motherfucking ring gear, all of that shit. I wanna know all the facts, JR. If you're supposed to be a legend, conduct yourself as such. You just don't get to be, oh, he a legend because he called in the Attitude Era, therefore he can't do no wrong. Bullshit. You can't. Don't coast on that shit. And I understand. Yes, I get it. He just suffered a tremendous loss. But when you are hired to do a job, there's a certain level of professionalism. If Michael Cole was calling any bit of professional wrestling and didn't know who the fuck was in the match or kept calling people the wrong motherfucking name, he would get buried on fucking Twitter.
Yep.
If Byron Saxton or David Otunga didn't know who the fuck they were watching, people would call for their motherfucking job. I can't believe it. I'm actually getting pissed off at JR, and I love JR.
It's like it's half from this past weekend and half like preemptive anger at what we feel is like is gonna come, whenever these tapings come out. I can't see the man doing a good job.
With Lita. Oh my fucking.
Oh fuck! Like seriously?
Terrible. She cannot talk. She has never been able to talk.
Right.
Why the fuck have you hired her to talk? She is not gonna know who. Look, if she know what basic moves are, what the names of basic moves are that they regularly use today, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
And it's just such a downgrade in presentation from Morrow and Daniel Bryan. Like it's just such a mile below. And even like did you see the logo today? I kind of fucking hated the logo. I think it looks really cheap.
He said it looks like something you would see for a cheerleading competition.
Yeah. Like how is this a wrestler? I'm looking at it right now. I don't get. There's nothing wrestling about this figure.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I just don't get it either.
And doing the final after a SmackDown show and like releasing the episodes in bulk, like nothing. I don't understand why they're not doing it like exactly like they did at CWC. Like you can tape it in advance and then just play them in weekly episodes. It doesn't make any and then hold the finale in full sale. It doesn't make any fucking sense the way that they are doing this.
I think they promoted the CWC more on WWE television. I really haven't seen many ads for this women's classic at all. So, I'm not surprised though, because it's women.
Yeah. Yep. And if it was a huge success, what does that mean? Backstage.
Triple H gains more notoriety, more relevance,
points for Paul. Yep.
Right. And people still do not believe that there's a civil war going on backstage. Why would Vince McMahon sabotage his own successor? Why the fuck wouldn't he? He's Vince McMahon. If Triple H can't handle this, then how the fuck he gonna handle the WWE? That's Vince's mindset. He can't take this. He don't deserve the company. Anytime that man comes out and says point blank that he feels that Triple H and Stephanie might be able to do a better job than him, but he's not stepping down. What the fuck does that tell you?
Yeah.
It don't get any clearer than that. What's going on? It's been sabotaged all around, and Triple H scored his little points, and Vince McMahon scored his, and no matter who wins, we lose.
Seriously.
Right. It's like even bittersweet because you can enjoy stuff on NXT so much, but as soon as they get to the main roster, and like Sasha and Bailey confirmed that to me. And like maybe I was thinking that Sasha was just like, okay, well maybe they can't handle it. They don't understand where she's coming from. They don't understand the culture she's representing. She's a woman and blah blah blah. And Bailey came up and it was like, this one is a slam dunk.
Right. You heard the fucking pop at Battleground. Yeah.
She's already fucking over. Oh. And with everyone. But nope. Got to do it Vince's way. You have to do it Vince's way. Like, I go back and I listen to podcasts, and when people talk about Vince McMahon, my ears perk up.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of ties into my New Japan stuff. When I was listening to Roman talking about, like, you have to believe Vince in order to get a push from Vince. You have to believe in the same thing he believes. He has to see that you are with him in this creative direction. So if you are coming to him doubting his great genius idea every other minute, no, you are not going to get pushed. I'm not saying you can't ask questions, but if you doubt in the core basis, i.e. giving you a push as a face, that's going to check our points. He's not going to believe in you. So if motherfucker wants to push you as the heel, but you a better face, you go shut the fuck up and be a heel. But anytime you get a chance for a suggestion, well, what would you like to do? Then, because Vince asks that to people once you get on his fucking team. He asks you, well, what would you like to do? He asked CM Punk that a couple of times. He's a weird man to get to know and to get in. I am hoping that Roman gets sick and tired of this shit and see his reception in Japan when he went over there this weekend and decides, oh, this is getting some competition. Let me go over there. I'm telling you, this is my one dream, to see him away from Vince and basically like be his own brand and have his own gimmick and shit. Because Vince is terrible. He's creative. I just cannot get on board with most of it. So like, I don't know if the dates lined up right or whatever, but New Japan came to America this weekend and the Raw went on tour in Japan. And Roman is getting thank you, Roman, and they're cheering him like a face. And I'm like, shit. He talking about how much he loves and appreciates Japanese culture. I was like, Lord, if y'all don't stop teasing me with this stuff, like every week I make at least one mention of him going over to New Japan. So Vince getting competition, I am all for it. I am not afraid of it. Whatever you got to do, New Japan. And like I saw a lot of people saying that they were thinking about, subscribing to their network after that. That can only be a good thing. More competition means more eyes on it. But the only thing about it is I heard like New Japan is even worse with women. So
yeah, I totally agree with you there. Competition for Vince is always a good thing. And frankly, like even though all of my favorite wrestlers are in WWE, I'll probably be rooting for Japan. I'll probably be rooting for New Japan. Just because for the simple fact that for 20 plus, years, I've strongly disagreed with Vince's creative, methods and decisions. So an alternative of any form sounds real great to me, and maybe they'll suck even worse. I don't know once I watch over there for a minute. But on the other hand, they do have a big star right now going that I'm starting to get super into, and that's this plush stuffed cat named Daryl. And Daryl's a fucking star. I like retweet every time I see him on Twitter. It's just like, look at this guy. I don't even know the guy's name. Who like Hiromu or something? I'm gonna look this up. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's Takahashi. I did not realize that. He's only 27. Shit, he's young. Anyway, yeah. So if you put a plush cat out there, like I'm gonna start paying attention. So I might start watching Japan now. And I tell you, if they get me, the WWE is lucky in that, like you said, Japan doesn't, like the New Japan doesn't have a women's division or whatever. Like that would have to be Stardom, and Stardom doesn't have the money to hire the people to really compete in women's wrestling WWE has the talent. At least it doesn't have the creative direction or understanding or general philosophy that women are people, but the talent is there. So like but I definitely like I didn't watch any of the shows. I don't like subscribe to New Japan service or whatever, but I was definitely watching my Twitter timeline this weekend, and everybody was bigging it up, and I was like, man, this could be interesting. This is like my eyebrows are raised right now. I'm paying attention to you guys. If you start making some serious inroads, and apparently, like Kenny Omega won their U.S. championship or whatever, and wow, look at that. It's a Canadian. And I guess Bullet Club are still heels, right? Bullet Club are heels, or the Elite or whatever. And he doesn't go into all his matches in Japan and say, I'm better than you because I'm Canadian. Maybe he does, but I highly doubt that is the case. So, I don't know. Already starting to look better to me in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't think they may run angles like that, but I don't think that's like a hallmark of their programming.
They don't have fucking 3 of them right now on one of their shows. Why all on SmackDown? Why, man?
All of them are.
You're killing me with this shit.
And the heels on Raw get cheered and chanted for. Oh, Jesus. It's crazy. It's a mess, man. I don't know what to say. But competition is something I would gladly welcome from all angles, from all sides. Like some people are like, well, people are just TNA haters. No, I talk shit about TNA when it is crappy. I used to be a big TNA fan, and Then they let Hogan and Bischoff come in and set a dark cloud amongst everything. Nothing but sadness and despair ensued for years and years. Oh, but I would welcome anybody giving Vince competition, because maybe then he will actually stop antagonizing and sabotaging his successor.
Right.
Because he'll actually have some outside competition. Like, it's silly. He gave that man NXT and gave him all this equity in the company, and now he's trying to actually compete against the motherfucker. I always go back to that rumor, and I believe this one. The Triple H kind of sort of doesn't want anybody called up anymore because Vince keeps fucking ruining them. And exactly, what is the point if you're going to build up these people with a name and some heat and you don't build on it? You fucking run it into the ground.
Yep.
You got your picks and chooses. Alexa wasn't pushed that much in NXT. She wasn't pushed not nearly as hard as she was. Charlotte was pushed, but she was kind of pushed, and she got over, and then she put over Sasha, so Sasha could put over Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the deal is with Becky. She just Vince cannot understand decent human beings.
No, he doesn't get Becky whatsoever. Not at all.
He don't understand decent human beings. That's his deal with Becky. But like, we were discussing it, and like, he has absolutely no problem with trusting Naomi, putting his title on her for an extended period of time, letting her get wins like the one she got against Lana, letting her change the title belt to fit her gimmick. Wouldn't it have been nice if Sasha had been booked like this?
Right.
And I'm a Naomi fan. This is not no salt or shade.
Right. Yeah.
Wrong toward Naomi. This is happiness. I am so shocked. But it's obvious because she's not an NXT baby. She's not one of Paul's kids. And if you're not one of Paul's kids, that's better than being one. You take some of his stepchildren. People like, well, explain Charlotte Flair. And I'm like, woo?
Like, right? Well, say that name again, and you will have your answer.
Right. She hit the genetics lotto, and she just actually happened to also be good.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Because if she was not a Flair, I don't think she would have gotten half of what she got. It all has to go back. Her greatness is because of her father, not because she's just a great women's wrestler. It's because of a man.
Her genetics are so good.
Right. Because her father is Ric Flair.
Yep. Not she worked super hard to, prove that she deserved the name or anything like that. Just
right.
It's all her genetics.
Yeah.
None of Charlotte's work whatsoever. God, I fucking hate this company.
And you sound like you hate it too.
Wow, I'm so negative today. I don't know why. You should have seen me last night. I'm gonna do a reenactment of me during the Lana Naomi match. This is literally I'm gonna do this. All right, so the match was 8 seconds long. So I'm gonna all right. Ding ding ding. Holy shit! Oh, oh yes. That was literally what I was doing in that match, and I think I went way too long because that was probably longer than 8 seconds. But that's literally how I reacted to that match. As soon as she rolled through and I saw her grab the submission, I just lost my shit. I was just like crying. I was so happy.
I mean, right? It's so beautiful to see.
A babyface champion look like a fucking dominator? How about that shit?
Yeah, how about that? Did not know it was possible.
Right?
That's what, like, hard work, keeping keeping up, being persistent. It's great to see. I'm so proud of Naomi. I really am. And just, like, seriously, she has a and then somebody was asking, like, oh, okay, if Triple H took over, would he still push her? I'm like, yeah, I don't. Yes, he would. Like, why wouldn't he? She's fucking over. Triple H, he cannot like you. Like, okay, well, they're fucking over, so I'm gonna push him. Try to use some of that to get somebody else over too. Yep. But he's not gonna. Like, he's not a competitor anymore. I think his last backstage feud really was CM Punk. Until Vince, but that's not wrestling, that's a whole nother thing. Like, cause he has to play nice and sell Vince's bullshit. And on the inside, he's like, a fucking man won the first women's Money in the Bank. He probably called Stephanie like, I'm going to fucking kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him. No, I told you the last time. This is the last fucking straw. I could just imagine him going berserk after finding out. That's the plan? No, you're shitting me. That's the fucking plan. What the fuck? All the shit I worked so hard to build for. I gave these girls a platform. You're just gonna shit on them. The game came out. He was like, oh, okay. I got him. I don't know who he gonna sabotage next. He tried to sabotage Roman. That shit didn't last. That shit didn't work. I don't know what he gonna do next. But Triple H got something planned for his ass, all right. He always does. What do you think about the rumor about Kurt Angle's text and the mystery that was going on with him has something to do with Stephanie?
That would surprise me if that wasn't the case. Like, somebody said that they should do an angle where it's like an angle, where Kurt Angle and Stephanie have been fucking for like 20 years, and like that's just like she's threatening to go public or some shit. I don't know. That would be a bit of continuity. Here's the thing. That would be a wonderful bit of continuity, but it wouldn't be justifiable in storyline whatsoever. Like, you couldn't. You can't. I mean, you can't. I mean, they can do it. Maybe they will. But
Triple H is the face, then, correct?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, but does he want to be presented as a cuck? I don't think Paul the cuck is.
He's not going to do that.
No,
period.
No.
There's no way those things will ever be uttered.
I mean, the man might even like that shit in real life. We don't know, but he's not going to have that on TV.
That's not the Triple H image.
Yeah.
No. He's the one driving the motorcycle while Stephanie's riding dirty. She's not the one riding the driving the motorcycle. He's the dominator, the conqueror, whatever the fuck he want to call himself. He's like, he really wants, like, he saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian.
That's me.
Much when he was a child. And that is who he has modeled himself after. Like the crown, the hair, is the little ceremonial shit. Every time, even the Skull King shit is like Motorhead and Conan the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just a cool image. But like, still, outside of like gimmick matches and very few like straight up wrestling matches has he ever like wowed me. He's kind of like another Randy Orton. Like, technically pretty sound, but it's just like, it's boring, and he doesn't really drive emotions from me when I see him wrestle. Kind of puts me to sleep. Because I know, here comes the knee. He does the high knee, then he does the slam the knee into the face, and then some other variation of the same thing over and over. And the pedigree is a nice move for him. And I just don't get why they let Seth Rollins for so long have that move. It's just ridiculous.
Well, because they saw what Seth wanted to replace it with, and they're like, fuck, let's just let him have the pedigree for a while longer until he comes up with something better. And then he never did, so they're just like, well, fuck it. Get it over with.
Yeah, but like I get the premise of not wanting kids to do the curb stomp, but he lost all his mojo.
He really did.
Once they took that away, he has not been able to recover.
Like that, with that move, the dude kind of felt like he could start being like a new, like that move and that cash in. It's like, this could be like a new Edge, like opportunistic motherfucker. Like, and that was his whole thing. Like, I bought in, you know, like I didn't sell out. I bought in. I was smart, and like that whole everything, like, you can hit that in a lot of different ways, and that was really good. And then they took that away, and then the booking of his title match, his title reign, and he has not recovered since then. Like, he's just been foundering basically ever since then.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they pushed him crazy, and he's on the cover of WWE.
Of a video game.
Yeah, and it's just like he still doesn't feel that important.
No.
And
no, he really doesn't.
What they're gonna do with Seth Rollins.
Did you see apparently Bayley during the first part of the Stone Cold podcast said she went to Seth asking for advice about being a babyface, and I'm like, this seems like it should be the other way around.
Okay. Now, what exactly precisely was I talking to you about a little while ago?
I know.
Yeah, I did not.
I know.
Yeah, I did not like Bayley hanging out with Seth Rollins. Like, this kind of behavior from her, I don't know what's going on here. Like, she needs to find
Rumors
somebody
are
else.
gonna start tonight, folks.
But it ain't even like that. Once I hear the type of advice he gives, just act like Stone Cold. That's not no advice. What the fuck does that mean?
Right?
Seriously, what does act like? When the last time he acted like Stone Cold?
Never.
Ever. You gonna see? This is the thing with him. He tells somebody else to act like Stone Cold, but his new tagline is "Be like no one." Seth, do I have to call you to the front of the fucking class? Cause like seriously, boy, if you don't stop.
I'm convinced that Seth's reality era gimmick is a guy who doesn't know who he is whatsoever, so he just copies from other people. Like this is how I am interpreting the character of Seth Rollins.
It's I guess because like I don't know.
But then you have to buy into like the greater kayfabe theory, and that's a whole fucking thing. So.
He confounds me. I really love seeing him perform live when he comes down here. He seems to really enjoy coming here. He has fire in him, and it's a very nice experience. But as a wrestling character, I can skip it. I can't recall nothing since his cash in that like I would have, if I had missed it, I'd been like, wow, I missed that.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point.
Or something like, oh, that was fucking great. That was an awesome moment. Or that was an awesome line. Or Seth killed that. Or something like. At the very most, I've thought, well, that was pretty good. Like, pretty good should not be your peak.
Right.
And I just don't know what it's going to take. Or if they, or if this is it. It's like when people lament about after the Shield breakup and all this stuff, and Dean Ambrose could have been this, Seth Rollins could have been this, but they were trying to get Roman over it. And I'm like, okay, but that was like, it's almost 3 years ago now. Like, don't stand here and tell me Dean Ambrose didn't get his turn, because he got his turn, and he got out-popped by fucking James Ellsworth when he was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Please, like, or he was in the feud. Nah, yeah, AJ Styles has already beat him. Because, like, I dare people to go back and watch Backlash 2016 and watch his match against the one you said Dean was also there. Go back and watch that match and just explain to me, tell me how, like, this man wasn't given a chance. He came in against the world champion, against one of the hottest guys. Oh, it's not fair to go against AJ Styles. AJ Styles was being his like the biggest fucking shit heel, trying to get so much heat on Dean. Dean was getting booed. John Cena, the guy that everybody's supposed to hate, he's so divisive. He read Dean Ambrose for filth in Philly, and Philly agreed with him.
Cena. Yeah.
So miss me with what the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. They both have been given enough opportunity away from Roman to shine. And that is on them that they didn't. Look at Samoa Joe. First chance he got, he is knocking it out of the fucking park.
That's true.
And those two guys were supposed to have been 10-year veterans by the time they came to the company. So what is their fucking excuse? They've been in the business so goddamn long.
Well, Rollins' thing, you know, he was an indie spot worker, and Ambrose was like a hardcore guy. So, I mean, they do spot matches all the time now, but it turns out they're just not very interesting.
Nah.
And Ambrose's version of hardcore matches in WWE now are turn out to be the Ambrose Asylum. So...
I think it could have been a little bit more with Ambrose if they had really gotten behind him when he was hot.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would have been the same result. In the end, he would have been exposed because he would have had to wrestle main event matches night after night after night. And I'm sorry, he's just not very good at them. That's what I give Cena. Motherfucker did that for 10 years straight, almost. It's something to say, like, yeah, you can be a good talker, but, like, it really isn't the Hogan era anymore. You do also have to put on entertaining matches that the crowd can stay into. That's why I worry about, like, pushing Alexa so much, because her crowds used to die at her SmackDown matches.
Mm-hmm.
The show will be so hype, and then she get in the ring, and the crowd is just, you can hear a fucking rat cotton. Like,
yeah, right, yeah.
Like, nobody's making any noise, and I completely get why.
Yeah, I'm not surprised in the least bit, yeah.
But, like, she's going to be working with one of the Masters Sunday. I believe that's another reason why you're salty.
Could be. Sasha's
about to go 0 and whatever in payment.
0-7, 0-8 or something.
And that's fucking ridiculous.
That's insane. I'm sorry. That's so fucking stupid. That's your biggest star. Like, that's... Oh, lordy. Speaking of... Now that we said that, do you know what is a week from tomorrow, 2 years ago? Are you Googling this shit? That's not fair.
What? Hey.
What? All right. A week from tomorrow, 2 years ago.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah, so July 13th, 2015.
Is that Oh, that's is that when the call up was?
That's when the call up was.
Charlotte, Bailey, and Sasha. Yeah.
Becky. But see, even you forget Becky.
Oh yeah, Becky. I'm sorry. But yeah, I remember that because it's close to my birthday, and I was like, "What happened?" Oh yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, we were so happy. We were all so happy. And I remember, like, of course, WWE is gonna fuck this up, but let me just celebrate this right now.
Right, exactly. This is a cool moment. It makes no sense that the two faces are doing their submission and Sasha is also doing her submission, and like that's their what is happening now? Like, it made no sense whatsoever in hindsight. The team method made no sense whatsoever. Like, there was legitimate reason for Paige to be looking for folks, but like that should have been Paige looking for folks, not Steph just giving her random people that most of the crowd didn't know. So there were so many cool fucking ways they could have done this, but every step of the way since that night on the main roster, any big like moment for the women, instead of having the female performers do it, it's been some sort of person in management. Steph announces them. Lita introduces the new belt. You couldn't have like a face win that match and then the following night be like, you know what, fuck the Diva era. I have commissioned a new belt. Like, you could, that would have been fucking dope. That's how you make a star right there. Couldn't do that. When Bailey called up, Mick fucking Foley had to announce her. When it was in fucking Barclays, everybody knew who the fuck she was. And she had just went out on her back in NXT 2 nights prior. So every step of the way, WWE with the women has not allowed them to get over on their own. They've tried to get more heat for the company, more face heat for the company than they have ever tried for any of the female performers. And when you think about it like that, it's kind of telling. Like, all the people, there were a lot of people last summer who were like, they're just using them as props. And admittedly, in hindsight, you kind of have to agree with that. Like, they're using them to get a nice little PR bit boost, a little bit, you know, get some folks off their back, earn a small bit of goodwill, but they weren't actually doing anything. They weren't following through with anything. They weren't actually committing a genuine change, and they never will in any of these matters in terms of, changing the format of the show, pushing women, pushing smaller guys, focusing a lot on tag team matches, doing away with foreign heel shit. They won't do any of this stuff. Even when it looks like they maybe are, oh, they're doing this thing, it might be a thing. None of it matters on any legitimate progress in WWE in terms of whatever, even in terms of like just quality in the show progress and like legitimate, a higher commitment to, social progress. None of it is real until Vince is gone.
Amen. Amen to all of that. That's why I just like, I watched SmackDown, but like I didn't pay attention to a lot of stuff. Cause like I was almost about to change the channel when Rusev came out and he started talking about America this, America. I was like, the fuck is going on here? But I stayed for the rap battle and that was great. And, AJ Styles, that was also good. But
yeah, Styles Gable was great. Yeah. And he's been putting Gable over like he did it on Talking Smack.
Even in the
on Twitter.
The thing you mentioned, even with the man winning the thing, now the biggest villain in the story is the man.
Right.
Daniel Bryan fined and suspended. James Ellsworth.
Yep.
So now he's the most important person in the angle.
Yep.
Or women's angle.
Instead of the person carrying the case.
Right.
And it makes sense that Daniel Bryan gets to like lay the smackdown on him. But he's the boss. But on the other hand, Becky Lynch has been screwed twice for that briefcase by James Ellsworth directly. And gets nothing. He doesn't even get on the show.
Yep.
So, I don't know, folks. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Every once in a while, WWE. This is why I'm so salty. It's like every once in a while, the pro product will be really good, but fundamentally, nothing has changed. Like it will be good for a time. Raw will be good for a time. SmackDown will be good for a time. NXT will pretty much be always good. Even when it like last year when it was struggling, it wasn't like it didn't insult your intelligence. It just wasn't very good, you know? But main roster is never gonna be good on like a real basis in terms of like a lasting basis more than like a couple of weeks or a couple of months. It's just not gonna happen. And I think we all kind of need to acknowledge that fact. It's just not going to be a thing. It's just not going to be a thing.
That's sad.
It is sad. It's sad as shit. Because all my favorite performers are on the main roster now. So, you know.
It's crazy. Is there anything else to cover?
Not really. I just brought everything down. I'm just like have ruined the mood for the whole. Right. I'm like Sami Zayn. I'm like Sami Zayn knocking over the power. Oh, okay. Here's a question: did they retcon that like production fuck up, or was that actually the idea behind Sami? Like, because it just sounded like he knocked over some like pipes laying around or whatever. Not that he tripped over a cord. Yeah. I feel like they improv that, which is kind of funny, which is kind of clever or whatever. But you know, that's what's that. I'm Sami Zayn right now. I'm ruining the moment for everybody. We had you fucking start the show by rapping. We're gonna go out on me being morose.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, that's what WWE does to you. Start the show fire hot, and then by the end of the show, you're like, fuck. Life sucks, and then you die.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the fucking truth? I don't know. You have anything else?
I'm trying to think of something like.
Is there some?
Well, if anytime you get depressed, just think about for the second week in a row with Naomi squashing Lana.
I tell you, that gives me life. Like, there's no doubt about it. That was... I probably... Like, when I resubscribe to The Observer to vote in the awards, I'll probably vote. Unless there's, like, a legitimate candidate that I actually want to get behind, I'll probably vote that for that match. I swear to God, I'll even post it on Twitter. Somebody please remind me, because I'm gonna forget about it. Actually, I'm gonna make a Google note for myself right now.
About this time. That was my favorite part about it. You gotta worry about no shoulders. Both of your shoulders gonna be up when you tap your ass down.
Tap, taparoo. And the crowd didn't even realize. Like, even after the bell was rung, they're like, "What? It's what? It just ended." Like, that was 8 seconds. You know what?
For next week, we gotta do Lana's theme song. Dancing on the chair.
You shouldn't have said anything. That would have been the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. I feel like we can't do it next week now. We just have to do it like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
We can't blow that on a design spot. That's got to be something that happens, and then I don't even know how the song goes.
That makes me love the song.
Putin.
Love that song now. The guy who added those lyrics, I'm like,
that was so good. Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
What was with Tamina showing up at the end? Is Tamina gonna be Lana's heater or whatever?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the right response.
Right?
My initial thought was I thought it was like a shoot. I thought it was like a fucking shoot. I was like, is fucking Tamina just like, Lana, get out of the ring. It's time to go. It's your time. Get out. I was just like, is this a shoot? Like, are they continuing this burial here? So
I thought she was actually gonna attack Lana, and they
wondered about that too. Yeah,
but
it looked like Lana didn't know what the fuck was going on.
He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a shoot or not. If she knew she was gonna leave with Tamina, but I remain steadfast in not caring about Lana as a character or a wrestler. So whatever it is, I just hope it stays the fuck away from Naomi.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, like
everybody else.
This feud, like, yeah, there's what, another 2 shows until Battleground? Yeah, that should be right. So, you know, they're gonna have to start building the title match of some sort. Oh God, if they do another fucking title,
either one of them should be in the title match.
Neither one of them should be in a match.
Yeah, true.
And that's where the lack of depth on SmackDown show. Again, why the fuck is Emma not on this show? You telling me Emma and Naomi couldn't have a fucking fire feud?
They could. That would be nice. Because Emma's been ignored and disrespected, and Naomi has to.
Yep.
Different sides of the same coin, all that type of jazz, but yeah.
And how each responded to that, you know, the struggles in their career. Yeah.
Crazy. We can't have women carrying on like human beings. Are you crazy?
Right, seriously. Remembering shit and having motivations, like,
That's always a bad thing.
So.
Yeah, I guess this about wraps it up.
Yep, it really does. So I'm not even going to do a big whole thing. Just go hug yourself and get a good night's sleep.
Goodbye.